This is a story that starts in July 2010 when my brother Hector arrived to this family. We took him home the next day and we fed him every time he was hungry. And we gave him his bottle of milk. But every time we fed him, we knew that something was up, because a few minutes later after being fed, he would start to throw up. He would vomit all of his food, but then would cry again, saying that he was hungry. But then everything else that would happen before happened again. We knew it was a problem, and we knew that he needed to see his doctor. And that's what we did. The doctor evaluated him, but saw no problem in him, and told us to take him to the hospital. First, we went to a hospital nearby, but then they transferred us to a hospital in Winston-Salem, saying that this was such a bit bigger problem than what we thought. And being there, we were scared. We had never been to this huge hospital before, and we had never had a problem like this. And once we got there, around 6 or 7 doctors came up around him and started to evaluate and run x-rays and blood tests to see what was wrong with him, to see if they could find a solution to his problem. But they couldn't. After doing all of those tests, nothing came up. And so what had to happen next was that one of the doctors came up to us and said that they would need to go for a blind surgery to see if they could fix the problem. And my parents agreed because we needed to find a solution for him, to keep him from suffering any longer. And so they prepared him for surgery, and we waited outside in the waiting room, waiting patiently for him to come out, and eager for him to come out. And then a doctor came out a few hours later saying that he was okay, that they had fixed the problem. The problem was that he had an intestine rolled up in his stomach that wouldn't let the food flow through. I was happy. I was relieved that he had made it out safely and that we didn't have to wait anymore. This affected me highly because I was scared that he could have died, because I was scared of losing a family member even though he was new to the family. But I knew that he could make it through, and although he does ask about a line around his stomach nowadays, we know not to tell him the full truth, but to say, oh, it's just something that happened. And yes, this surgery did affect him with his growth, being shorter than the rest, skinnier than the rest. But he's always been, and always has been, a happy person. As you can see, he always smiles and always looks at the better things in life. And I know that if he's happy, I'm happy, and that he will grow to be a strong, healthy, happy person. And so will I. And together, we can do good.